let's start using some of our hoarded bits that we have made in the past. Hi guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So yes, I recently showed the pocketbook and the collage masterboard scrapbooks and things, and our cluster books that we've got, and said how I really struggle to use them. I'm wanting to hoard them all the time. So I thought, let's come along and actually get using some of these. So what I've got here is obviously one of my collage masterboard scrapbooks, and what I thought we'd do is we will just take a couple of pages out. So oh my goodness, I mean, just doing this in itself, this is like, oh my goodness, do I actually want to use this book? Because I just love it as it is. But no, I have made it to use, so I must indeed actually use it. So right, I've torn this out. Now obviously this book is one that's got the pages glued in, really. So, well, glued in on the cover. These are just bound in, so these are going to be easier to actually tear out. But yeah, the first one was actually glued in, which was obviously a little bit tricky to get out. These will be easier, like I say. So shall I take a second one out as well? Okay, so right, I've got a couple of pages there. I have got this collage masterboard scrapbook as well, so should we take a page out of here as well? Oh, we might as well, mightn't we? So yeah, should we take this gorgeous page here? I have actually taken this one out, or used this one a little bit, so I haven't been quite so bad at hoarding those. Right, so we've got three very different looking collage masterboards here. So what I thought we could do is turn some into some pages for like a ring bound journal. So what I'm going to do first of all is just get a sheet of paper that's, you know, A4 size, so that I can just check how big an A4 sheet would be, so folded in half. So I've got this one here. So what I want to do is obviously make my pages according to, you know, the size that they would be. Now this one, obviously, because it's been torn out of the book, so it's slightly smaller, it's a little bit more tricky, because obviously if I make a page from this, I haven't got a great deal of this actually left to play with. So I might decide not to make a page from there. I might decide to use that for ephemera. So let's just put that to one side. But these ones are better, because obviously these are now taller. Oh, that one's still not taller, even though it's come out right at the root of the book. Oh, that's fine. I'm just going to do it like this. Otherwise we'll just be here all day messing about. So that's fine. So I'm going to just take that like that, and I'm going to cut it down. Okie dokie. Now, when I make my collage masterboard scrapbooks, I actually don't collage the back of these sheets. I think I saw Gail Gostinelli. She made a collage masterboard scrapbook after, you know, when I first kind of did the first video doing those, and I'm sure she did collage the back. So I've got this. Now obviously this is going to be a page in a ring bound journal. So what I could do is obviously collage the back now, but I'm not going to do that because, you know, I might not have sort of the same sort of selection of papers. So what I'm going to do is, I think, just cover the back in a sort of neutrally paper. So let me just see what I've got. Oh, not probably that, because that's not really in keeping with the colours that we've used. So let me just bring in a couple of other sheets. Hold on a second. Right, got some sheets here behind me. Okay. So we could do, just checking what colours would sort of complement this. Yeah, so I think I could probably get away with any of these, to be honest. Yeah, I could probably get away with any of them. Oh. Okay, right. Okay, so let's make a decision which page we think would be good to use. Thinking maybe this florally page, actually. Just because it's a bit different. It would be easy to go with just the damask, but I think perhaps it might be more exciting to go for one of the less obvious choices. So I'm going to just literally glue my page down onto here. Okie dokie. Okay, so what I want to do is obviously put my glue down as close to the edge as I can get. And then when I kind of go round with the glue spreader, it will hopefully go right to the edges. And then I might take this to the sewing machine and stitch around the page. I haven't quite decided, but yeah, I might do that. Okay. Oops. It's a bit hard to see where the glue is going, to be honest, on some of this, because it's a sheeny page, you know, so it's a little bit shiny. And when it's white, this light colour, I definitely can't really see whether the glue's on there or not. But anyway, never mind. So, right, pop the glue all down. My glue's not being very cooperative today, which is a bit annoying. I'm absolutely freezing today, so I do apologise if you can hear my fan heater. Hopefully it's not really, you know, not really making too much of a noise. But yeah, I've got it on in the room because it's pretty chilly. Well, 3.5 it was in the car when I went to the gym. 3.5 degrees, so. Right. So I'll just pull this over a little bit, like that. Okay, and then I'm just going to turn it over with my glue spreader. Spread the glue. So this is obviously now a really nice, thick, durable page for using in a ring-bound journal, because obviously we've got the book page itself, and then on top of that we've now got the collage, which obviously was on top of it. I'm just getting a tissue to mop this out. I've run out of the dried wet wipes at the moment, so, well, the wet wipes, I mean, obviously you don't really buy them dried, but yeah, run out of wet wipes at the moment, so just using some tissue. Right, okay. Really press that down. Like that, okay, and then just cut this out. Okay. Right, so I mean this is going to be the inspiration for an entire kind of ring-bound journal. Really, it's going to, yeah, kind of start me off on my whole, you know, a whole ring-bound journal from this one piece. Now, which is the side that's not straight? I'm not even sure which side I cut and which side I didn't. To be honest, when I've put it down on my gridded craft mat, actually it doesn't really look that wonky, which is a miracle, isn't it? But right, okay. So I've got my pocketbook here. So this is my page, and now I'm just going to go through and we're going to find a pocket that we want to pop onto our page. I mean, we could use something like this, which is very kind of opulent and gorgeous, isn't it? And that would be quite a different contrast for the actual page itself. We've got this pocket here. We've got these ones. Oh my goodness, I mean, don't they look gorgeous? That one. I mean, to be honest, they all look quite yummy, don't they? So quite like how they're just in here and we can just, you know, place the page onto here to see how it would look. I mean, even that, which weirdly enough, I mean, that's lilac, obviously, shades of lilac. This obviously has no lilac whatsoever. Doesn't that really just look lovely? It goes really nicely on there. I mean, it's one of those kind of, yeah, weird things, you know, like the toppers, when we make the toppers and we say, oh, they go on every cover. That's a bit how these are. They're sort of going on everything. Oh, that was the one I haven't done. I knew there were a couple that I haven't actually done. Right, that blue one not thinking that one goes, funnily enough, after me saying, oh, everything goes on here. No, not that one. That was another one that I hadn't done. So let's take these two. I mean, doesn't that look lovely on there? Or that one. That's quite nice, isn't it? Got a couple on the back. That one. Let's try this lilac one. Got these lilac ones, which, yeah, I mean, I love these. Obviously, I'm going to want to hoard this. It's, yeah, this page, it's lovely. Got those. They're very bright kind of purple. I mean, strangely, that does still look okay, doesn't it? Got these ones with the pink. I mean, they're quite nice, to be honest. Oh, what do we think? What do we think? I do quite like that, I have to say. That is quite lovely. Yeah, it's quite sort of opulent and lovely looking, isn't it? Oh, that was that page that I couldn't even bring myself to make a pocket. I just left it as the page because I loved it so much. I've got a couple of purpley ones. Yeah, not thinking they're great on there. That purple one, that was not too bad. Got this one. Again, not too bad. Or we've got this one with the white. Not too bad. Have I got more pockets here? Ah, yes, I just did these. Right, okay, so let's go back through. I think I probably liked either these. I mean, I do really like that, but it's that too matchy that actually it's not really striking enough. What was the other one that we said that we really loved? I did really love this one, which is so strange because, you know, by rights that shouldn't really go on there, but it does look very pretty. Or I did actually really like these green and gold ones. Less so now that I'm putting there the second time. I'm like, oh no, maybe they're not great. I did also quite like that one, didn't I? Let's just see. No, do you know, I'm going to go for, I think these. I just need to double check with that lilac one. I do really like that. The thing that's putting me off using that is because I think, oh, once I get kind of making the whole journal, will that throw me out with the rest of the journal? Or we could just then make it really, really eclectic, I guess. Let's just see, because I probably... Will I use another pocket from here for the other side? I'm not sure whether I will, because what I might do is then use the collage masterboards that we just tore out and make a pocket or something from there. So yeah, let's just go for this side. Right, okay. Now, which one of these do we want to have? We could have the smaller pocket like that, or we could have this one like that. Do we think the bigger one? I actually quite like the small one, weirdly enough. I do actually quite like this small one, which is strange because when I made that, I can remember thinking, oh gosh, it's so tiny. When am I ever going to, you know, want to use it? But actually, I quite like it. Weirdly, so I made this, I think, on camera with you guys, and we kind of scored roughly where the back was, if you see what I mean, where it's like glued down. Now, I've come to use this now, and actually I'm thinking, do you know, I even quite like it with the, you know, these like holy bits where it was glued into the book. I'm not saying I'm going to use it like that, but yeah, I actually think that's quite a nice kind of little feature to have on the pocket. It's sort of making it a little bit different, and yeah, makes it look quite interesting, doesn't it? That being said, I don't think we are going to have that, obviously. So yeah, right, let's just get rid of that. Now, unfortunately, where I've scored that is too far over. I don't really need to have it, you know, I don't need to cut it down there. That would make it too small. So it's a bit of a shame because I've now just got this weird scored mark, but I only did that on those ones. I don't think I did that on any other pockets. And to be honest, in hindsight, it wasn't necessary to do that. So, right, let's put that out of the way. Oh, I've even got my scarf wrapped around me. I'm so cold. Right, okay. So, yeah, absolutely loving how that looks. Isn't that just so yummy? Okay, so I'm going to have this here. Now, do we want to have anything else? Like sort of another pocket anywhere else? I'm just having a look to see what I've got to the side of me. You know, we could have another pocket. It just, you know, just kind of put around somewhere on the page. So, got that. I've got this. That's quite pretty. I don't know, to be honest, but we can always come back to that and do something, you know, to that separately. Bearing in mind, this is just a blank page at the moment. I've not got a journal or anything like that started. This is the starting point for a journal. So yeah, we've got nothing to kind of work from or, you know, tie it in with or anything like that. So now I'm thinking maybe a little bit of lace coming out there. So, okay. Like that. So just popping it onto that lace, it's kind of extending the size of the pocket. Now I've put that lopsided. I've done that deliberately because I think it looks quite pretty like that. Yeah, so should we pop that down? Yeah, should we just pop that down there? So I'm holding that lace, whoops, there. So I'm going to glue this down. Now I was going to glue it on 3 sides, but then we'd have a pocket at the back and then a pocket here, which, to be honest, I'm never really sure whether I like that. Oh, let's do that, and then we've got options, haven't we? So yeah, I was going to just glue it actually on all 4 sides, but to be honest, yeah, let's do it on 3. So I'm going to do it on the 3 sides, and I'm doing it with my hot glue because obviously I'm doing the video. Just want to make sure it's, you know, it's glued on very quickly. There we go. I mean, how gorgeous does that look? It's quite opulent, isn't it? Because it's obviously got the gold paint. It looks quite opulent. Now, I have got that scrape, you know, scrape down there where I obviously scored it. I don't really mind that. I don't think it particularly even shows too much, to be honest. So, yeah, I'm just going to kind of leave that on there and not worry too much. Now, I will just ink around the edge of the page because going forward, I will probably, you know, I will probably ink everything that's in here. So, just ink around there. This, I'm not feeling needs inking because it looks quite sort of distressed anyway. So, I can't remember, to be perfectly honest, whether we did distress it or whether it's just that the paint looks a little bit sort of aged. But yeah. So, oh, doesn't that look gorgeous? Now, I'm just wondering whether we want to have any sari silk or anything like that ruffled up anywhere. Just grabbing some in from behind me. Okay. So we could have that going across the bottom. We could have it down the side. We could even have it on this side. Or we could have it just a little bit here, which actually would cover up where I've done that scoring. I know I said it didn't bother me, and honestly, it really doesn't. But yeah, let's just have it down here because I think it's going to look pretty. So like that. Okay. Yeah, because I mean, you know, if you're anything like me, you've probably got these things that we've made over the time, and then when it comes to it, can't quite bring ourselves to use it. You know, I do that all the time. I make things and then I think, oh, I really like that, you know, and obviously when they're in the format of those books, I like just flicking through them as the books. So then I'm like, oh, I don't really want to use those. And yeah, then they just sit there. Sorry, I'm just putting another glue stick in. So loving how that looks. Now I probably will be, you know, putting something else on this page, but I haven't quite decided what yet. So I'll just kind of leave it like that at the minute. Now we have got obviously left, we've got this slither left, or we've obviously got some other page here. So we could use some of this page now to make something for here. So let me just double check what colours we had going on here. Okay. So, I mean, I'm kind of thinking we could just, you know, do like a, yeah, even a full size, full page height, or nearly full page height. So if we just do that, maybe, yeah, come down here. Where am I going to cut to? About there. So let's just take that like that. Okay, let's just check. Yeah, so I want to just go in across here. Oops. Right, I've gone very wonky on there, so I'm going to have to tidy it up, but that's okay. Right. Yeah, very wonky at the bottom. Not too bad here, although a little bit skew-iff at the top. Well, a lot skew-iff at the top, actually, now I'm looking. It's sort of harder, easier, sorry, to cut on this plainer side. The collaging makes it quite hard to see, to be perfectly honest. So, yeah, it's easier, I think, to... Oops, that's upside down, look. Lucky I turned that over. Otherwise, I wouldn't have even realised. Okay. Oh, my goodness. I mean, isn't that going to look gorgeous on that page? Absolutely gorgeous. So let me trim this up now. Doesn't matter if it's shorter than the page, but you don't obviously really want it longer than the page. So just take that down a fraction. There we go. Okay. Oh, that's so pretty, isn't it? So I'm just going to ink around all of here. Now I could sew this on the sewing machine. I probably won't because I'm doing a video. I maybe would if I wasn't doing the video. But again, it's nice and robust because it's obviously the book page and now got all the collaged pieces on it. So it's a good, you know, good solid piece. So just ink around my board here. Not board, page base. Right, turn that over. Now, do we want to have this right on the edge of the page like that, or over? I think probably over. And then, of course, what I've brought along as well is my cluster book that we will find a cluster to put onto here as a topper. So, right, let's see. This is my hoarded cluster book. Like, I've made lots of these now, to be honest. I love making them. But yeah, this one I really have hoarded, like, for some reason. And yeah, even now I'm like, oh, I don't really want to use it, which is just ridiculous, isn't it? I'm thinking maybe this one, actually, with the shoe. So let's just tear that out. Okay. Oh, how gorgeous does that look? Love, love, love how that looks. So I'm going to obviously take down some of the, you know, the paper off so it's not got the square edges, and then need to decide whether I actually want, you know, the beige kind of colour, this, well, it's not really beige, but this sandy colour. Do I want that on there at all, or would I rather get rid of it? Oh, I don't know. I quite like it with that blue flower showing. So from that point of view, it would have to be up the top. But then I quite like it with this kind of deep sort of burgundy wine colour, because that's very unusual to have. Excuse me. Oh. Let's just see. I mean, to be fair, I could cover that up, I suppose, because we haven't really got that colour going on anywhere else, have we? So, yeah. Should we do it like that? And then that's got no lace on it, which is unusual. And thinking a bit of lace coming out there, I think. Yeah, quite like that. And then could even have like a little foldy piece coming out from there. So what do we think if we had this? Let's just fold that round. I'm still not warming up, would you believe? Yep, still freezing. What's going on? Okay. So I'm going to meet my friend later on. So my lovely friend Gary, who passed away, going to meet my friend, so Gary's best friend, with Gary's mum. So, and then we're going to go and visit Gary's, it's not his grave, but he had a memorial, like stone put there. We're going to go and visit that. And, yeah, and then we're going to have a coffee afterwards, so. Thinking I'm going to have to wrap right up before I go there, because my goodness, it's cold. Right, what do we think to that? I'm then thinking, oh, do you know, quite like that, to be honest. Yeah, now wondering whether we should have the cluster on the top of the, you know, the fold out, which actually we could, because that's got plain on the back, so it's nothing kind of offensive in your face on the back. So let's just ink that up, just so that whatever is hanging out looks, you know, not stark white. Okay, so let's glue this down. Again, can just never tell which is the right way and the wrong way of the lace. I know I say this all the time. It probably doesn't really matter, if I'm truthful. Right, let's just get rid of a little bit of this. Don't think we inked this up, so just ink that around the edge. Okay, so I mean, that's the other thing with those cluster books, they're so fun because you do get the extra layer of paper, which, you know, you then have the option to use it or not use it. But the other thing is they kind of like add to your clusters in a way that perhaps you wouldn't have done ordinarily, you know, if you didn't have that extra layer of paper. I mean, I wouldn't have, oh, look what I've done, put the glue straight down the edge that's going to be hanging off. What an idiot. Oh well. Right, let's put it like that. Obviously it needs to hang off on that edge because this is the edge that's going to fold over, so you know, you don't want it hanging on the fold because that would be a problem, obviously. Right, okay, so I have got a bit of glue there, but it's nothing too major. I can probably even pick it off. Oh well, don't think I really need to, so yeah, let's just leave that like that. Okay, I'm just going to mitre these corners slightly, or these bits slightly. It's not essential, but sometimes it can just be a little bit, you know, when you open it you might have a bit of bulk there, so just get rid of those. Makes it look a little bit tidier kind of thing. So let's just glue this down. Okay, so I mean, it's gone from being quite a plain piece just from that, you know, Collage Masterboard book, to now we've got a whole added kind of foldy flap, haven't we, on there, which, you know, it just alters the appearance of it. It makes it more interactive, a bit more interesting to kind of look at, I suppose. There we go. Right. Okay, and then what we could do is we could have some sari silk or some ribbon or something going around it in a bow to open. I'm just draping my scarf on my shoulders a bit more because it was dropping off. Oh my goodness. So I've been hoarding this piece of sari silk. I have used it once or twice, like little tiny bits, but yeah, I've been hoarding it because it's such a gorgeous piece. But doesn't it just go so brilliantly with that shoe? My goodness, that is scrumptious, isn't it? Right, it's being too stingy, and now I've left this bit too short really to have a decent bow. It's just, sometimes being stingy is not the best thing, you know, with your supplies, because in the past I've tried to be stingy, like say with a, you know, piece of ribbon or something, and I think, oh, I'll cut the bare minimum, And then actually all that happens, it doesn't work properly and you end up having to use even more of it because you have to do it all over again. So yeah, it's not, you know, it's not always kind of a good thing. It can work out sort of detrimental. And you end up using then more instead of less. Right, okay. This is probably the right amount now. It's a brave choice, this. Could have gone with like a cream, but as soon as I just put that on there, I thought, oh my goodness, doesn't that look so striking? Striking and lovely. Yeah, let me just double check. I know, it's because I'm trying to hoard, obviously, that, you know, this. Let me just slide this off for a minute. I'll just try it with a piece of ivory. It's because I'm really drawn to colour. I mean, I'm sure that lots of you probably would prefer the more neutral look of the ivory anyway, but I'm just always really drawn to colour, so I'm naturally just drawn to that one. I mean, that does look pretty, doesn't it? But it's not got that striking sort of quality that this had. What do we think? Yeah, I'm gonna go for the other one, even though it means using that piece that I've been hanging on to for yonks now. Right, let's see if I can just slide this back on. Oh, how pathetic. It's because I've got it right in the right situation now to be able to cut it down. So yeah, right, slide that back up. Okay. Okay, right, so I'm going to have it about there. Now obviously want to twist this round slightly. I mean, talk about make a big meal of this. It's pathetic, isn't it? I'm not doing a good job. Right, okay, so I'm going to glue this down. So I want to obviously stretch it out, make sure it's not creased, and then yeah, I'm going to just hot glue this down. It's just quick and easy, and you know, I know then that it's glued. There we go. I don't have to wait for it to dry or anything. Right, there we go. And then we're going to just take this. Oh, that's all I've got left of that piece now. Unless I've got some buried somewhere, which is always a possibility, let's be honest. So yeah, I might have. Right, that's going to go on there. Now, obviously I'm thinking when this goes into a ring bound journal, I think my holes will be on this side. So I just need to be mindful of that, because obviously if my rings are here, I want to make sure that this is not right in the way. So it will have to go slightly over just to account for that. So I'm going to just hot glue this down. Let's hope that my flap is glued. There we go, that one and that one. That. And we're just going to put it over, remembering obviously to allow for the rings. There we go, like that. Okay, and then I could probably just finish that off with a bit of sari silk. Now I'm thinking probably tone it down now with the ivory. Plus obviously I don't want to use this last bit. Well, I'm thinking keep this for another page, so as we bring this colour in on a different page. So yeah, I'm going to have a little bit of sari silk I think down here, and possibly some at the top as well. So let's just put this down, just having it ruffled like we like to do. Okay. There we go. Oops. Don't know what's gone on with my ruffling there. Not very good. Not very good, in fact. Terrible. Okay. Snip that off there. Looks gorgeous. And then, yeah, have another piece at the top, I think, to just sort of finish it off really pretty. And, yeah, pop a bit there. Okay, right, get rid of those big bits of hot glue that were sort of dried up on the desk. There we go, like that. Now, I might have something coming out here, you know, maybe some labels or something like that. I haven't quite decided, but I can always do that sort of a bit later on. But that's kind of then a little page there for a ring bound journal. Like I say, I haven't got the journal started or anything like that. This is just like a base piece, you know, the initial starter piece. But yeah, I can obviously build on this and make some other pages that will then sort of tie in with this. But isn't that just so yummy and gorgeous? Absolutely love it. And obviously we've used, you know, used that pocket there, which just looks so pretty, doesn't it? Yeah, love, love, love how that looks. Shall we see if we can do a second page for here now? Just having a look. I'm going to have to use another page from my... I haven't actually used this page now because this one obviously didn't go with this. Made a bit of a faux pas, didn't I, by pulling that one out. Let's just see, because I wonder if we could just do another page for a different, you know, different journal. Should we do that? Yeah, let's do that. So we're going to make a different one now, so hopefully get a completely different look on this one. So again, let's just take this and cut it down here or here. And it probably really doesn't matter that much. I'm more looking at what's left, if you see what I mean, because we want to have something left that's going to be pretty to make some other ephemera with, not kind of leaving, you know, a rubbish section to not really be able to work with much. So just again, use that folded in half piece of A4 paper just as our template for a sort of page size. There we go. Like that. Okay. That will be our base page, and yeah, should we cover this again on the back? Just because it's easier to cover the back, obviously, before you've put anything lumpy and bumpy on the front. So thinking cover that now. Let's see what paper I've got. I'm sure I had some of this. Do we want some of that, or got that one? Or we could just be playing it safe and go with the green. Might have to do that. Oh no, do you know, I'm going to go with that purple, to be honest. Yeah, let's be brave and adventurous. Right, okay. So obviously this is, you know, A4 size, so we're going to glue it down onto here. This, as it happens, I've cut slightly big, so I will obviously tidy it up after we've glued it to here. So let's just pop this down. Oh, come on. Running out of glue now. So again, going just round the edges. Like that. Such a great use of the children's books, isn't it, to be honest? You know, those books that probably a lot of us do have from, you know, when the children were small. And they're such sort of big books. I mean, obviously they're quite flat normally, but you know, they're such big books. They're quite kind of bulky to have. Not bulky, they're not bulky, they're flat. But they're big things to store. So, you know, being able to use them in this way is just such a great use. Great way to use them. So okay, I'm now already kind of like gone into panic mode in my head, thinking, oh no, I've now started using that other one. Let's make another scrapbook, you know, collage masterboard book, because obviously now I've used that one. I mean, that is absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? The whole purpose was to use the pieces that we've made and hoarded, and now straight away what am I doing? I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I must replace the bit that I've used. Replace the thing that I was hoarding now that I finally used it. Must make another. But the fun thing is, when you make them, you know, I don't know about you guys, but you know, I've got kind of things that I'm using now, because obviously, you know, I'm using sort of more recent digitals and things like that. So they take on such a different look because the papers are, you know, being used are very different to maybe the papers that I used when I made like the first one that I ever made. So yeah, they all have quite a unique look to them, which is, you know, really fun. There we go. Cut that down and then just snip it down at the top where I've just got this slight overhang. Like that. Okay, so, yep, we went with the brave choice. Right, so let's pull in our pocketbook again and see what we've got here. I hope I haven't made a mistake and pulled in something that I'm not going to now be able to find a pocket that complements this. I mean, that's okay. Don't forget, when I cut this out, and I did say this at the time when we did the flip through of this, I've done it full height, but obviously with the view that I will be trimming this down when I come to use it. So, you know, that was kind of always the plan. I haven't attached it here on this side. It will be trimmed down and made smaller. Okay. Isn't that really strange? Because I loved these on that other page. And actually, I don't really like them so much on here. Even though this has got green, you would think it would, you know, go better. But actually, preferred it on the other page, which isn't that strange. Right, I've got this one, which again, I'm quite liking that, to be honest. I mean, that, yeah, that's a very possible. Got these ones. Yep, not loving those on this one. This one, obviously, not going to go. Let's try this one. Again, really weird. I expected that to look fantastic on here. And yet, strangely, preferred that on the other piece of paper. So, yeah, that's really bizarre, isn't it? That was that pocket I hadn't decorated. This one, obviously, blue. I'm not expecting it to go. Got that one that was unfinished as well. So, we've got this one, which obviously is the other pocket on that same page as the last one. We've got these couple. Nope, not loving those. What about this one? That one's not too bad. So again, this one, it's unfinished here, so it would be trimmed down, you know, when in use. This hoarded page, oh goodness, this is the one that's going to go, isn't it? Oh, don't want to use that ridiculously. Not feeling quite ready to part with that one yet. That's not bad, to be honest. Obviously, it's tying in with the purple, so we could use that. Not sure that we're going to find something that's going to go better than any of those, to be honest. Oh, I forgot that I had this purple one. Actually, I have got these. They're not bad. Oops. They're not bad. That one. That's quite pretty, isn't it, on there? Again, I'm wanting to hoard this because I love how this one turned out. So, yeah, kind of find myself wanting to actually hoard that one. That's not too bad. We've got this one. And these pages. Oh, I do have that one. Got these decorative edge strips, which I love. And then we've got these. Oh gosh, this is a really tough one. I think I'm going to go with this. Bit of a brave choice, I think, but yeah, I feel like this is going to be really nice. So right, now gonna have to be a bit careful here because I'm going to make a big muck up cutting through this, I think, but give it a try. Right, I mean, very wonky, but that's fine. We can obviously tidy that up. So let's put that there. Okay, rid of that to one side. So this now needs obviously trimming down quite a bit. So we're going to trim it off at the top here. Yep, just need to bring it in slightly more here. Oops. There we go, and I might have to bring it down slightly more in height. Yeah, it's quite tall, isn't it? So, like that. What do we think to that one? Have I made a good decision or not? I'm not too sure now. Not sure that I'm loving that one on here. I think partly because it's covering up really all the purple, which I didn't really want to cover up all the purple, but let's make it slightly smaller still. So we could do it like that, where it's kind of like right over to the side, I suppose. I don't know. Thinking maybe go even smaller. Just because I really want to have some more of this purple showing, so. But that's the good thing with these pockets. You know, we haven't finished them on this side. So they can then be completely adapted, obviously, to, you know, to fit your projects and your pages. So, you know, it's all very versatile, very flexible. There we go, because it's just been stapled on this side. This side was completely open. We glued it on the bottom, stapled it here, and then we can obviously cut it down and make it the size that we need it to be. So I'm thinking like that. What do we think? Okay, I need to just trim this top bit because it's very wonky now. Okay, probably wonky the other way now. Right, I'm just going to round those corners, I think. Not good rounding going on there. Maybe I'll just round one, especially as my rounding skills are not great today. Well, I'm not saying they ever are, but yeah, they seemed particularly bad at that point. So if we had that, I've got one of those layered butterflies that we made in the mass making. We could have that somewhere. Right, so let's staple this down on this side now. Quite like using the staples because they are not sort of so intrusive into the pocket. Oh gosh, look at my terrible stapling. The glue sometimes can spread and it makes your pocket space available not very much, if you see what I mean. Whereas the staples, you know, they've got no overspread. Oh my goodness, I don't know what's going on with me and my stapler. Not doing a very good job of stapling. I sometimes do find that with the staplers, to be honest. Right, might have to take that staple out again. Although, to be honest, it is, yeah, it is gone down at the back, so it's probably fine, I guess. That one, I'm not sure about that one, to be honest. Oh, no, I'm trying to pull it out. Let's, oh, come out. Right, let's just quickly do that again. Right, that's better. It was just not very cleanly stapled, and yeah, it was bugging me slightly. Right, there we go. So yeah, we could have that like that. Now, do feel like we need something purpley on here really, so I wonder if I've got any flowers or anything. Looking here, see if I've got any with like a bit of a lilac tinge going on. No, everything but lilac, which is typical, isn't it? Yeah, everything but the lilac. This one. That one's a bit more lilac-y perhaps. Just quickly have a look. Obviously we've already got a flower on there, but I'm thinking we could just add another beside it. Now does that look very lilac? That's the question. Or not really. Oh, they're slightly smaller, look. I haven't noticed that before. Let's just hold, oh, just trying to hold it down so that I could see whether it looked lilac. I mean, or if I had a lilac label or a butterfly or something like that. And of course, I can't now see anything at all remotely lilac. Or I wonder if I've got any lilac postage stamps or something that I could pop on there. No, of course. I mean, all these things would be far too simple, wouldn't it, if we then had what we were actually looking for. They're all blue. I did try and colour my, you know, put them into little colour selections, but yeah, I think over the time they've obviously all got mixed up again, and they're mainly not now in colours. Those are like picture stamps. What are these? Oh, they seem to be picture stamps as well. Ah, right, okay. So this might have been the, you know, the purpley colour stamp. So there we go. That's the purpley one. So we could do something like that to bring the purple in. Let me get rid of these picture stamps that are just in the way now in here. Get rid of those. Right, put those in the picture stamp. Right, let's see. Quite a few of these, they're quite pink rather than purple, to be honest. So, oh, that one's quite purple. That's quite good, isn't it? Or this one. Probably a bit modern for my liking, but could have it something like that, I suppose. Just onto there. I just feel like it does need something, you know, to bring the purple in onto the pocket itself. You know, obviously I picked the pocket really for the green, and obviously we've got some pinks and things around on here, so I felt like it would go, but now I'm thinking, oh, maybe I made the wrong choice. Sorry, I'm just shrugging my scarf on again because it's just now dangling off. Right, so we could either have them up there, or could we have them down here at all? Well, that's quite pretty actually down there, to be honest. Should we do that? Yeah, I think you maybe do that. I've probably got like a lilac bow or something like that that I could use. I'll have to rummage around and find them, but something like that. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a little flower or something. Now, should we have it right over on the edge? Or we could just cover up the purple, and then that's no longer an issue. No, I don't want to do that. Let's have it here. Plus, we've actually backed this onto purple now, haven't we? So we've committed to the purple anyway. So, yeah, that's the point. I'd forgotten about that. Right, let's just put this down. Okay. So yeah, I would love it if you guys join in and get out some bits that you've maybe made and you've hoarded and not wanted to use. Get them out and, you know, join in with me using some of those bits, because to be honest, you know, why do we do that? We make these lovely things and then, you know, there's no point in sort of not using them. It's a bit like clothes, when you buy them and then you don't wear them, and I'm absolutely the world's worst person for doing this. You know, buy them, don't wear them, think, oh, it's really nice, I don't want to spoil it, you know, and then what happens? You wear it twice maybe, and then, you know, before you know it, it either doesn't fit you anymore, or it's gone out of fashion, you don't like it anymore. And so then actually, instead of saving it for best, you know, you've just wasted it and you've not used it at all. And to be honest, that's a bit what happens, I think, with crafting type supplies and things that we make, is, you know, you don't use them and you don't use them because you think, oh, I really love that, you know. And then all that happens is they maybe go out of fashion, or, you know, you don't kind of like them as much as you thought when you next look at them, and you think, oh, I'm not sure why I was hoarding that anyway. So it's kind of best to use them, or they get damaged. And I have damaged loads of things, you know, in the process of hoarding them. And don't get me wrong, this is a whole set, you know, do as I say, not as I do video, obviously, because I'm the world's worst person for not using things. But yeah, I really, you know, I agree with, you know, the sentiments behind what I'm saying. Whether I live by that is a whole nother thing. But I would like to, because, you know, there is truth in all those things, you know, that things do just get ruined, or, you know, they just get superseded, the style changes, and then it's like, oh, well, I wouldn't really use that now anymore. Sorry, I was just reaching for some more sari silk. Wouldn't really use that anymore, and all of those kinds of things, you know. And then it's like, well, why did I even hoard it? I might as well have used it in the first place. So yeah, there's a lot to be said for not getting overly attached to the things that we make, isn't there? But like I say, it's all a, you know, hypothetical anyway, because I'm the world's worst person for then not wanting to use things. So right, let's just cut that. Okie dokie. Put that there. Just seeing whether this is going to look right. I mean, obviously I do realise this is a very different colour to the lilac, you know, so it's a little bit of a brave choice, but I mean, it does look quite pretty, doesn't it? You know, and it's one way to bring the purple in, I guess. So about like that. If we have that coming out at the side, then have like some sari silk going across at the bottom or something. I mean, I'm still not, you know, 100% convinced on this page, it's got to be said, but yeah, let's just do this and go for this. So I'm going to pop this down here on the side. Let me know what you think. Have I made just completely the wrong choice with this? I think in hindsight, I shouldn't have really used this page, to be honest. You know, I think I picked the wrong choice with the collage masterboard that I picked. Should have picked something else for this, but never mind. Right, okay, so I'm going to put that on like that. Now, do we want to put any flaps or anything on here, you know, like we did with the other one? Probably not that. Oops, I have got this. Oh, do you know, I'm now thinking, oh, why didn't I use this, to be honest? Let's just check this out. That's a bit weird, isn't it? I was going to say, oh, could we have that as a, you know, fold out from the pocket, but don't think that really works that well. But that being said, do we prefer that on there? Oh, I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure. Oh, do you know, I should just go for this, shouldn't I? So yeah, let's commit to what we've picked. So just glue this down. So I'm just using the hot glue because this is gluing over the top of that lace as well. So I just want to make sure it's, you know, properly glued down. So like that. Okay. So the pocket's there, and obviously, you know, we've got the pocket there. Oops, that's not glued down brilliantly. There we go. Right, okay, so that looks nice, doesn't it? Now, just wondering whether we might have, yeah, sari silk here, or I don't know. I might have to look around and see if I can find any lilac ribbon or something, which I'm sure I've got some somewhere, and then ruffle that across here or something like that. I'm not too sure. Or actually we could have, let's see if I've got a big lilac flower. if we use something like this here, let's just try that. I mean, that's one way of bringing the lilac in, isn't it? Just glue this flower together now. I've taken the centre bit out. This flower's a bit discoloured. I'm not sure whether I've spilt something on there, although I'm sure that was still in the packet and I've never had it out the packet, so I don't think that was me. That's obviously how it's come. Anyway, it's fine. Once it's all in use, that won't be noticeable. Or it might be, as the petals seem to be popping up all the time. Right, there we go. Like that. Okay. Just put that down. Like that. Okie dokie. Right, let's take that. Could even have it up there or something. I don't know. Probably, yeah, probably get that somewhere stuck on that page. What if we had the sari silk going across and then have it on top of the sari silk? Sorry, I'm just trying to get that hot glue. Oh yeah, something like that. So just get rid of this seam. Okay, let's throw these bits in the bin. Okay, just glue this down. Like that. Okay, there, or kind of, no, I think it's better curved, doesn't it, weirdly? So yeah, let's just have that going right round there. Okie dokie, right, so looking good. Just snip that off at the edge, and then yeah, let's have the purple flower, I think, there. Just at the bottom, it's sort of just tying that purple in, you know, that's elsewhere on the page. So right, I have to come slightly lower than the sari silk, like that. Okay, and we'll just put a center in the flower. Just see whether I've got some little gems behind me in my pot. Oops. Hang on a second. Yep. Okay. There we go. Oh, that looks lovely now, doesn't it? So it took a little while getting there, didn't it? I was not convinced because obviously, yeah, I'm not sure I made the right choice really with the masterboard that we were using. It's a bit of a stretch trying to make it go with one of the pockets in the pocketbook, but I think we've managed to get it to work together, to be honest. So after some mucking about, might still put something else in there, maybe a butterfly or something like that somewhere, maybe a label or something, but I can always come back and do that, you know, a bit later. But it looks really nice. I'm really happy with how that looks now. And then on the back, we could obviously then put some collage masterboard down that we've got left, and obviously make a pocket or something on there. Now I'm thinking, again, just like the other one, not using this, because I would like to use this further into the journal on a different page, just so we've got a little bit of, you know, continuity going on with, oh, we've still got that somewhere else in the journal other than just all of it just focused on this page, which is a shame because my goodness, doesn't that look gorgeous on the back there? But yeah, I'm not going to do that. So let me just see, where's that other bit of collage masterboard? That's now not really going to be, that's a shame, isn't it? Well, we could do this piece actually. Let's just take this down. Obviously, depending on the children's book that you use for your collage masterboard pages is going to depend how much you're going to get from your masterboards, if you see what I mean. These pages were quite smallish pages, whereas the other book, you know, that this masterboard came from was a bigger book. So the pieces are therefore, you know, going to be bigger. Right, okay, so we've got that one. Now, obviously, it's got that rough edge. I don't mind that, actually. I'm thinking maybe I will just ink that up and keep the rough edge on there because it looks a little bit interesting. Let's just ink up this one as well. Like that. And then probably put this with another sheet of paper, but sort of a, you know, stiff solid piece, which now I'm not going to find I've got any thick bits of paper printed out. Oh, I mean, I probably have got some somewhere, but I can't see any. Got some of this. It's my documents collection paper. Could put it with that. Again, I'm thinking we need something with green, don't we? Because obviously we need to kind of get the green in from the other side. So do I have anything laying around with any green? No. Oh, this is annoying. Got some totally dotty collection there. That one. I mean, obviously they're not green, but actually I'm thinking I could maybe tie it in with a green cluster. So if we went for like this, so if I just pop that onto there like that, what I might do is, yeah, I'm going to cut this down. So we'll just take this down here. Like that. And then thinking glue it top and bottom, or we could have it through the centre. That's quite nice, to be honest, isn't it? But I was thinking initially have it like this. Yeah, maybe something like that. We could even then put it down sort of separately so as we have more, you know, more of that sticking out like that, and then like that, something like that. And then let's just check through our cluster book, see if we've got any green clusters that would bring in the green from over the page. Oh, straight away, look. Let me just turn it over and just check what we've got going on here. Right, so either of these would be fine. Yeah. Oh, that would be perfect. Oh, we've got plenty with the green, so yeah, don't need to worry about that. So it's just a case of the best one for the piece, really. So maybe this, to be honest. So let's just take this one. I mean, that was like no time at all to pick a cluster, was it? So although this may turn out to be too big for the belly band, we just have to see. And then I'll be back to the drawing board, obviously. Right. So if that was glued on like that, this was glued on like that, and then this, just take that off. Okay, so I'm going to take this down a bit, like that. Oh, I mean, that's gorgeous, to be honest, isn't it? Or we could even have it there, sort of on the back more, or there, if this is going to be a pocket, I suppose. But no, I think it's probably best on here. So I'm going to take this down here. We're going to just ink it up a bit. Just then ink around the page. I mean, you can probably hear how solid that is now. So it's, you know, a nice good base for the pages. Okay, and yep, that one. Just ink around this paper here. So this is printed on, I think this was actually 180 GSM. I mean, ordinarily I would really prefer it slightly thicker than that, but unfortunately I don't seem to be able to get hold of the thicker paper at this point in time. And again, I do film ahead, so I might be saying that now and then you'll see me using thicker paper, you know, in another video. It's because I'm filming ahead, and so they don't go up sort of in chronological order kind of thing. You know, this might not go up for a while. Okay. But yeah, I mean, ordinarily I would really prefer thicker paper than this, but that's fine. We'll just, you know, it's fine. There we go. Pop that down. Now, the reason I've done it like this is because obviously we've now got quite a deep pocket. So I've glued it on more like a belly band. So when you put something in there, you've got like that whole depth. Obviously this is going to have something glued on this edge, but you've just got right to there. Instead of like where the glue then seeps, you'd only have a shallower pocket like that. So, you know, it's just a good kind of method of extending your pocket. Now this one, I'm going to glue this down. Now this is not very straight, as you can see. Still going to glue it down and go with it, because I will probably have a ruffle down the edge of there, which will cover up that wonky edge anyway. And I want to have it as wide as possible to be able to fit my cluster piece on there. So I'm going to go down and just glue this down. Oops, like that. Okay. So I've moved that over quite a bit onto there. Like that. Oops, probably moved it too much now. There we go. Right. So hopefully that's looking straightish, you know, according to the other edges, if that makes sense. And like I say, this I'll have some sort of ruffle or something going down there anyway, so it will be covered up. It doesn't really matter. So just hold that down for a couple of minutes, making sure it's glued. Okay. I thought I might have a little bit of overhang in here, so I'll just take that off just so as I don't have that showing. Like that. Okay. And then here, just going to pop the cluster down onto there. Might have a bit of lace coming out beneath it. I mean, these are just things that are laying around on the desk that I'm just now pulling in and using. So just like that. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to pop this down. Oh, that's... Right, let me just put a couple of bulldog clips on holding this down. It's a bit resistant because it's very thick paper now, which always makes it a little harder to glue down, but also it's that glossy, sheeny surface of the children's book. So, you know, glossy surface paper is always a little bit more tricky to get to stick down. Right, there we go. So that's going to be how that is. I'm just going to glue that on. So I can be pretty generous with the glue, trying to avoid, if I can, this edge, but it doesn't really matter because I've put that card down there that will catch any excess glue anyway and save it sticking down to the layer, you know, beneath it. So it's not the end of the world. Just got a big lump of glue there. Let me just pull that off before I end up with a big lump in my cluster when I glue it down. There we go. Okay, looking good. Now, I've not put any bling on these pages yet, so I will probably put some bling on here, but I might do that afterwards. And then, like I say, once this is glued down, I'll maybe put some ruffle or something going around the edge. Just basically something to cover up where I've just got this gap here on the edge. That was just my terrible wonky cutting, but I didn't want to make the top narrower to kind of level it off, so I thought I would stick it down and then cover it up here. So, and then it will look fine. And obviously then the two pages, you know, we've got some green and things, we've got the purple. It just, has brought it in and made it kind of look so that it's going to go okay. Obviously, like with the other one, these are not for the same journal, remember. These are just a couple of base pages for a ring bound journal. And yeah, I can then tie in other pages to obviously complement, you know, what's already on these. So yeah, I hope that you like them. It was a bit of a starting point of using some of our, you know, hoarded bits that we kind of make and then can't quite bring ourselves to use. So yeah, I hope that you like the bits that we've done so far. Let me know which page was your favourite, which side was your favourite. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope you feel inspired to get some of your hoarded bits out. And thank you so much for watching. Really love to hear your thoughts below. Really appreciate a big thumbs up for the video. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks then. Bye.